On an East Asian peninsula just above the 38th parallel lies an eccentric country which has isolated itself from the rest of the world, North Korea, an oppressive dictatorship that has been the enigma of East Asia ever since the Cold War. You may be familiar with the Democratic People's Republic of North Korea's extravagant propaganda, its laughable declarations about its own greatness, and the denouncement of the United States of America as the root of all evil in the Western world. North Korea is often dismissed as a ridiculous nation, and is the butt of many jokes when it comes to talk about its isolation, its weird laws, and authoritarian regime. And what isn't funny about a poor country with a population of just 24 million people that repeatedly broadcasts its arrogance and world supremacy? In July 2014, North Korea threatened a nuclear strike on the White House if the USA ever threatened its sovereignty. North Korea's statement was laughed off as an absurd, empty threat, and once again North Korea became the media's comedy punchbag. Then, at the end of 2014, Western mockery of North Korea reached a new height when Sony Pictures Entertainment released Seth Rogen's movie, The Interview, which satirizes North Korea and its supreme leader, Kim Jong-un. But was this a joke too far? In November 2014, Sony became the target of a cyber attack when a hacker group calling themselves the Guardians of Peace infiltrated the company's internal computer system. The mystery hackers displayed a hostile message on every Sony computer, which read, "We've already warned you, and this is just the beginning. We continue till our request be met." The request was unspecified, but a few days later they sent another message. "Not only you, but your family will be in danger." Guardians of Peace also released confidential information about Sony and its employees. They exposed the salaries of Sony's highest-paid executives, along with the paychecks of the cast of The Interview. Could this have been a warning sign from North Korea against the release of Sony's political comedy? On December the 5th, the FBI began hunting the cyber-terrorists. On December the 8th, the Guardians of Peace's final message declared, "Carry out our demand if you want to escape us, and stop immediately showing the movie of terrorism which can break the regional peace and cause the war." If North Korea is to blame for the Sony hacking scandal, if it is powerful enough to bring down one of the biggest corporations in the world, then perhaps we should start taking its nuclear threats more seriously. It's easy to laugh at a country run by a spoilt young ruler who's obsessed with the National Basketball Association and enforces an official haircut policy on its citizens. But we shouldn't forget that behind North Korea's ludicrous laws and propaganda, it is a country operating under an oppressive, murderous regime. So while we're amusing ourselves with their mass games extravaganza, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea is executing thousands of innocent people every day and rapidly developing its nuclear weapons program. Robert Gates, the former US Defense Secretary, has said that within the next 5 years, North Korea will have developed the technology to strike the United States. North Korea already has enough weapons-grade plutonium to make 6 nuclear bombs, and with every advancement it makes in its nuclear war program, the country grows stronger. Intercontinental ballistic missiles are not far off the horizon now that analysts suspect North Korea's high-level nuclear missile test in 2013 was, in fact, a codename for highly enriched uranium. Highly enriched uranium is potentially more dangerous than plutonium explosives, and if the analysts' suspicions are correct, then it signifies a huge technological achievement for North Korea's nuclear missile development. It might take up to 5 years before North Korea launches the US to its nuclear fate, but the same cannot be said for its neighbouring countries, which are directly in North Korea's firing line. At any moment, North Korea could release one of its deadly missiles towards Japan, South Korea, China, and any US ally within Asia. For such a small country, it claims to have an army of 1.3 million soldiers, which would make it the 5th largest army in the world. In December 2014, the Pentagon stated that North Korea represents a significant threat to peace and stability in Northeast Asia, which is why 28,000 American troops are currently based in South Korea, ready to fight back against the North's impending nuclear and military attacks. The North has even taken to surprise military attacks across the peninsula. In February 2014, a South Korean Navy ship was sunk by a torpedo from a North Korean submarine. The region now waits in fear as the North becomes more dangerous and erratic. But the ones facing imminent danger are the civilians of North Korea itself, who are destined to live their lives in an authoritarian state, which uses terror and brainwashing tactics in order to control the public. There are currently over 200,000 innocent people imprisoned in North Korea's camps, for reasons as wicked as guilt by association, where entire families are locked up just for knowing somebody who has been convicted of wrong thought against the state. With 25% of people in the concentration camps dying every year, North Koreans on the outside stay loyal to the regime, willing to give their life up to the cause at any moment, especially if it means finally defeating their evil nemesis, the USA. This terrifying region has brainwashed its citizens to live and die for the state, and has turned its nation into an army in waiting, ready to pounce on the Western world. If it is just 5 years away from a nuclear breakthrough, then North Korea is a ticking time bomb.
It's 2015 for most of the world, but in North Korea it's only the year 104. That's because they changed the calendar to mark the start of time as the year their first communist leader, Kim Il-sung, was born. They can only have one of 28 approved hairstyles. Men's hair can't grow longer than 2 inches. Single women have the most choice. They can choose from 18 different haircuts, but married women have to have short hair.